For number 2 on this exam, it's actually a quick correction here, but basically the Eiffel Tower is 300 meters high and there's a bus that's 4.5 meters high. It's looking for the shadow, so the shadow that sort of casts, you can even imagine a light on top of the Eiffel Tower and it casts a shadow here, we'll call that y. We're looking for how fast is the tip of the bus's shadow moving. So that means we're looking for how fast this entire base is changing, because as the bus moves this way, the shadow will move, right? And this will be the total, that's the distance of the tip of the shadow is this entire base of the big right angle triangle. So I'm going to call that x plus y. So what we're really looking for, because it's how fast, we're looking for the change with respect to time of x plus y. So we can see that this is one of those classic similar triangle questions. So I'm going to say my 300 over 4.5, comparing the heights, has to be the same ratio as the big base, so x plus y, over the small base of the triangle, the small triangle base, which is just y. So labeling really helps here. If you cross multiply, we get 300y equals 4.5x plus 4.5y. Get your y's together and you get 295.5y, because I'm just minusing the 4.5y over there, equals 4.5x. And last step, I'm going to isolate my y. So I get y equals 4.5x divided by 295.5. Now we're ready to differentiate both sides. Or sorry, we're ready to differentiate what we want. So d by dt of x plus y is d by dt, differentiating with respect to t, of x plus, instead of y, I'm going to substitute that in, 4.5x over 295.5. This equals the derivative of x with respect to t is dx by dt, plus 4.5 over 295.5 dx by dt. This just equals dx by dt times 300 over 295.5. Now dx by dt, again, that's saying how fast is this length increasing, and that is the direction the bus driver is going. So that's going at 40 kilometers an hour. So it's 40 times 1,000, because I want how many meters is it changing per hour, because everything else is in meters. So times 1,000 times 300 over 295.5, and we get 40,609. That will be meters per hour. Seems like a ridiculous amount, so we'll get it in kilometers, and we get 40.6, I'll round to 61 kilometers per hour just by dividing back out by 1,000. So hopefully that was helpful. Again, figure out which thing is changing, and that's the x that was changing, so that was dx by dy, but the question required x plus y, so we needed to use our substitution, and because we didn't have dy by dt, so we needed to substitute out y in terms of x. Hopefully you found that helpful. Thanks.